Have you ever felt, kind of caught in a loop of not enough? Like maybe there's just never enough time or never enough money, or opportunities just seem to pass you by. That feeling of being stuck is incredibly common, and for decades we've seen how deeply those beliefs about lack can get ingrained, holding people back for years. But what's truly fascinating and inspiring is watching someone make that shift from feeling limited to experiencing limitless potential. It's a journey that takes work, but there are definite markers along the way, real psychological shifts. Today we're going to explore something called prosperity psychology, and specifically, the really interesting shifts inside your own mind, the actual brain signals that show you're truly ready to break free from scarcity and step into abundance. Your mind is showing these signs of abundance, and we're going to lay out 7 distinct indicators that you are, in fact, about to escape poverty, not just financially, but emotionally and in terms of opportunity. So let's start by defining this invisible force, the scarcity mindset. At its core, it's a psychological state, a deep-seated belief that important things like money, love, success, and opportunities are all limited, finite. This perspective often makes life feel like a zero-sum game, where if someone else gets a piece of the pie, there's less for you. If they win, you somehow lose because the pie is only so big. This mindset's roots can go deep, sometimes starting really early from upbringing where everything felt like a competition, or parents always trying to outdo neighbors, which can unintentionally wire your brain to see not enough everywhere. This mindset is insidious because it creeps into everything in daily life, fueling draining feelings like envy, fear, and constant nagging self-doubt. It pushes you to look outside for validation because you don't feel like you're enough inside. This internal battle actually gets in the way of solving problems, makes impulse control much harder, and stops you from being present and enjoying the moment. You might get caught in what some people call tunneling, not just focus, but a hyper-focus on the lack. This is a cognitive bias. The perceived lack of one thing, often money, eats up all your mental energy, leading to poor and sometimes irrational decisions, while other important areas like relationships or mental health get neglected. It's like wearing blinders where you only see the gap. This narrow focus can cause terrible choices like taking out disadvantageous loans out of desperation, which only digs the hole deeper. The mental stress of scarcity itself blocks the creative thinking needed to find a way out. It's a trap that breeds competitiveness, jealousy, and even paranoia, sucking the joy out of life and making everything about what you don't have. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You believe there isn't enough, so you act in ways that ensure you never feel like you have enough, as your brain constantly scans for proof of lack and finds it. But here's the hopeful part. What if I told you there are clear signals, actual brain signals, shifts in your thinking and actions that show you're genuinely breaking free, on the verge of escaping this scarcity trap? These aren't just wishful thinking, they're tangible signs you're actively rewiring your brain for prosperity. So let's dive into these 7 powerful signs that show you're truly ready to break free from scarcity and start attracting the life you actually want. Here's the first really undeniable sign that you're ready to welcome abundance. Sign 1. You actively cultivate conscious awareness of your thoughts. This is the foundation, the very first brain signal. To overcome scarcity, you first have to understand how it shows up in your mind. It means developing what psychologists call metacognition, the ability to step back and watch your thoughts without getting swept away by them. So when those thoughts pop up, jealousy, lack, negativity, fear, you recognize them. It's about noticing patterns like dwelling on what you don't have or constantly fearing what might go wrong. And then, crucially, actively challenging the beliefs underneath those thoughts. You start to accept that thoughts might appear, but they don't have to run the show. This conscious observation literally starts building new neural pathways, weakening those old fear-based ones. This is fundamental because your internal chatter, the words you use, your thoughts, they literally sculpt your reality. If you're always complaining, "Oh, I never have enough money," or "I can't afford that," you're just reinforcing that reality of lack over and over. The big shift here is consciously turning those scarcity stories into abundance stories. It's a neuro-linguistic reality where what you think you become, and you actively choose to rewrite the narrative, which influences your subconscious to look for and create opportunities instead of obstacles. Sign 2. You actively ebase a daily practice of gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful antidote to scarcity thinking. And I don't just mean feeling vaguely thankful sometimes. I mean a deliberate, intentional practice. Maybe it's keeping a journal, jotting down just 3 to 5 things each day you're genuinely grateful for, even small things, or consciously using positive affirmations about the good things already in your life. This practice physically shifts your brain's focus, literally moving your attention away from what you feel you lack towards the abundance that's already present. There's science here too. This practice can help lower cortisol, that stress hormone, and might even boost neurotransmitters like dopamine, priming your brain for positivity and perceiving wealth. As Oprah famously said, if you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you will never have enough. This isn't just feel-good fluff. Research shows gratitude improves mental and physical well-being, builds contentment, and interestingly, can reduce impulsive spending that often comes from feeling like you're missing out. By consistently focusing on what you do have, you're essentially rewiring your brain to spot and attract more good stuff, creating an amazing positive feedback loop for manifestation. It truly retrains your perception. Sign 3. You actively seek abundant influences and foster co-creation. This one is about the power of your environment, the people you surround yourself with. It means making a conscious choice to be around positive, growth-oriented individuals. Attitudes are incredibly contagious. If you're constantly hearing complaints about limitations and lack, it's like swimming upstream trying to shift your own mindset. This sign also means moving beyond that competitive, zero-sum thinking we talked about, embracing co-creation instead. That's the understanding, the deep knowing that there really is plenty out there for everyone. Someone else's success doesn't take away from your potential. In fact, it often expands the possibilities for everyone. Our brains are wired for social learning, so being around abundant thinkers actually strengthens the neural pathways linked to possibility and opportunity in your own brain. This poses a big question. Who are you spending your most valuable time with? If your main circle is always focused on what's missing, what's wrong, it's incredibly hard to break free yourself. The shift, the signal here, is when you start actively seeking out people who have that abundance mindset, people who genuinely celebrate when others succeed. Professionally, that might look like finding a mentor who's already achieved what you're aiming for. Personally, it's about creating those win-win situations where everyone feels supported and successful. That whole rising tide lifts all boats idea is a massive indicator your brain is reorienting towards abundance. You start seeing collaboration, not just competition. You see shared success as beneficial. Sign 4. You vision big and set clear, strategic goals. People operating from abundance are visionaries. They don't just react to whatever life throws at them. They're strategic and planned for the long haul. This isn't just vague dreaming, though. It involves setting SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Because if you truly believe in unlimited possibilities, why wouldn't you think big? Why limit your vision? This kind of proactive planning really activates the prefrontal cortex in your brain, the part responsible for planning, decision-making, and executive function. It helps you consciously direct your focus, and it basically tells your brain's reticular activating system, the RAS, what to look for, helping you spot opportunities related to your goals that you might have completely missed before. Practically, this means you stop waiting around for things to maybe happen. You become the architect. You design your future. Whether it's manifesting that dream job, launching a business, or hitting a financial goal, you take that big vision and break it down into manageable steps, daily or weekly tasks. This kind of proactive strategic planning is such a clear signal. Your brain is shifting gears, moving towards prosperity. It's not just wishing anymore. It's giving your subconscious a clear roadmap. And by defining it clearly and working towards it intentionally, you start attracting the resources and opportunities you need. It's about intentional creation. Sign 5. You have a commitment to continuous learning and skill development. An abundance mentality fundamentally understands that there's always more to learn. Knowledge is power, and learning is endless. It's about embracing being a lifelong learner. Developing new skills isn't just about getting a better job, though that can happen. It opens your mind to new possibilities, boosts your confidence, and makes you more adaptable and creative. This definitely includes expanding your financial literacy, which is often a huge blind spot for people stuck in scarcity thinking. When you learn new things, your brain physically builds new connections. That's neuroplasticity, literally making your brain more capable of processing new information and seeing new solutions. Think about those limiting beliefs people have, like, oh, I'm just not good with money, or understanding finance is way too complicated. Those thoughts create a huge mental block. This brain signal, this shift, is about actively challenging those beliefs, taking small but powerful steps. Maybe reading books on finance, listening to podcasts, taking an online course, or even just talking to friends who seem financially savvy. Every new skill you pick up, every bit of financial knowledge you gain, opens a new door, a new potential income stream, a better way to manage what you have, a new way to attract wealth. You're not stuck in the old patterns anymore. You're actively expanding your capacity, creating new pathways of financial flow and opportunity to find you. You're expanding your toolkit. Sign 6. You actively take action and embrace calculated risks. Scarcity thinking is a master of paralysis, isn't it? It keeps us frozen in fear. Fear of failure, fear of loss, stopping us from grabbing opportunities, sometimes even from trying anything new. Embracing abundance means consciously stepping outside that comfort zone. It means taking calculated risks. Now, this isn't about being reckless. It's about understanding that failures, setbacks, bumps in the road, they're not the end. They're just data. Valuable lessons that actually bring you closer to success. They're part of the growth process. Interestingly, your brain actually learns more effectively from mistakes when you frame them as learning opportunities, not catastrophes. This shift moves your brain's activity away from the amygdala, the fear center, and more towards the rational problem-solving parts like the prefrontal cortex. So many people who achieve amazing things, who manifest incredible success, point directly to taking action, consistent, intentional action. This powerful sign means you stop waiting for the perfect time, waiting for absolute certainty, which never comes, by the way, and you just start moving, even small steps. It's about changing that internal narrative from, what if I lose, to, what can I gain? What can I learn? When you take action, you physically break free from the limitations scarcity tries to impose. You literally open yourself up to new possibilities for financial growth, personal fulfillment, everything.
You start creating your own momentum, building new neural pathways of courage, of capability. You prove to yourself you can do it. Action is the antidote to fear. Sign 7. You master your language through abundance affirmations. Just like becoming aware of your thoughts is crucial, becoming incredibly aware of your words is just as important, both the words you think and the words you speak. The language you use literally shapes your reality. It programs your subconscious. So creating and then regularly speaking positive affirmations, and I mean out loud daily if possible, is a really potent tool. It helps make those desired realities feel true, become your truth. This isn't just wishful thinking again, it's based on neuro-linguistic principles. You're actively working to reprogram your subconscious mind. This is so powerful because it directly hits what people sometimes call your money blueprint, those deep-seated beliefs and attitudes about money often picked up unconsciously when you were young. If you're constantly saying things like, "I never have enough money," or "money's hard to come by," or "rich people are greedy," well, that's exactly what you're reinforcing in your brain. You're strengthening those negative neural pathways. Instead, you consciously choose different words. You consistently say or write affirmations like, "There is plenty of money for everyone, and I have all that I need," or "I'm a magnet for wealth and opportunities," or "Money flows easily and frequently to me." This works to reprogram your subconscious. It aligns your energy and your focus with what you want, and it genuinely helps draw the resources and opportunities you desire into your life. Maybe a new job pops up, more clients appear, maybe you receive unexpected income. Your brain starts to believe it, and it directs your actions and perceptions accordingly. So, we've covered 7 powerful signs today. Developing this wealthy mindset, this abundance mindset, is not a one-off fix. It's an ongoing process. It's really a condition of the heart and the mind that over time transforms your whole experience of the world. These brain signals we talked about aren't about pretending your current challenges don't exist. Not at all. They're about consciously choosing how you perceive things, how you frame things, and therefore shaping your future reality. Because true wealth goes way beyond just the numbers in a bank account. It's about cultivating that deep inner sense of worth, of security, of confidence in abundance itself, which then naturally attracts more to you. You might have clicked on this discussion today feeling frustrated, maybe uncertain about where things are heading, perhaps weighed down by that not enough feeling. But hopefully by understanding these 7 signs, you now have more clarity and more confidence to recognize your own progress and, importantly, to actively cultivate these new brain pathways. Every mindful choice you make, every moment you choose gratitude, every time you learn something new or take a calculated action, it all weaves together. It builds the larger tapestry of your financial well-being and your overall success. This isn't magic, it's intentional mental and behavioral shifts that literally change your brain and consequently change your life. Here's a final thought for you. The next time you bump up against what feels like a limitation, maybe in your career, your finances, even a relationship, just pause for a second. Don't immediately react from that old place of not enough, that familiar scarcity pattern. Instead, ask yourself, am I looking at this through that old limiting scarcity lens? Or am I actively training my brain right now to see the possibilities, the potential abundance that's right here, waiting for me to recognize and create it? Remember, the power to truly shape your financial future, to attract prosperity, lies in your daily choices, your thoughts, your words, your actions. It really boils down to realizing the universe isn't operating on a limited pie principle. It's an ever-expanding field of potential, just waiting for you to tap into its endless flow. Your transformation isn't just about getting more stuff, it's profoundly about becoming the kind of person who inherently sees, believes in, and therefore creates abundance in every part of your life. It's about embodying that magnetism for what you desire. If this discussion has helped you feel more empowered and equipped on your journey to abundance, please hit that like button, share this video with someone you think needs to hear this message today, and definitely subscribe to our channel for more insights and tools to help you unlock your full potential. We're really here to support you in living that truly abundant life.